Deconstructing a scene in Davinci Resolve is easier than you think once you have the techniques. Take a look.
Let's just turn other things off that we don't really need right now.
Yep, we're going to use masking and we're going to use keyframes, so you're going to learn about both of those in this video. So welcome back to Creator Reality, my friend. I'm John, and that was a clip from a recent video over on my other channel, and I wanted to break it down and show you how I did it so you can do it in your own videos. Let's jump into Davinci Resolve and I'll show you what we're working with. Here we have my timeline, and I've already got the start and end points cut on my clip. So this section here that I've selected is going to be what we're working with. So the first thing we need to do is create 4 copies of our clip. We're going to hold Alt and click on the video clip. Notice it's selected and the audio is not. We don't need duplicates of the audio. And then we're going to hold Alt and drag up to make a duplicate. Still holding Alt, we can make 2 more. And so now we have 4 clips. We're going to have me, the sky, the bike, and the house. So let's disable these first 3, and we can click on our main clip here, click on the color wheel icon, Z zoom to fit to make sure it's here, but we're going to use our center mouse wheel to drag over, and we're going to come down here to our power window icon. It's a reticle icon right there. We're going to click on curve, and then we're just going to draw around the house, and you can use your center mouse wheel to zoom in so you can get the curve as clean as possible. And we're going to grab from here to there and go around the bike. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but it should be close. And now over here in our transform section, we can leave that alone, but softness, we want to bump up to about 3. And then inside is going to be a soft edge on the inside of the curve, the mask window. And then outside, you can see that line moving. We just want a little bit of a blur. Now we want to right click and add an alpha output and drag from the blue square of our node to the blue circle of the alpha output, which then cuts out the background. Z zoom to fit, and there we go. And I applied this on top of the color grade. It's 6 one way, half dozen the other, but it works. Then we can go back to our edit page, and now we have cut out just the house. So the next one up is going to be the bike. So we need to do a fusion-based magic mask with this. If you watched my tutorial on Magic Mask 2.0, even if you do this in the color page, there'll be some flickering. So we're going to do it in the fusion page. You could use masking and do the rotoscoping and modify your curve mask every frame if you wanted to, but I'm going to save a lot of time by using Magic Mask in the Fusion page. The big reason for this is because me, the subject, I'm moving around and I'm obscuring and revealing parts of the bike and the sky and the shelter and all that during this clip. So without a clean plate to work from, which is where it would be like just a shot without me, you're just not going to get there. That's how it is. So let's save some time. Let's go do this in the Fusion page. So I'm going to right click, new Fusion clip, and before I even go in, I'm going to go into my inspector, go to the file tab, and I'm going to call this one bike. Now that we're there, you can right click and select open in Fusion page, and then media in 1 is selected, so shift spacebar, magic mask, press enter, it puts it in line, see, like right there. And I'm going to use the legacy magic mask because it's good enough. Click better, and I'm going to draw a line on the bike, about like that. And it cuts out the bike pretty good. So then I'm going to track it back and forth. See what I mean about it obscuring and revealing because I'm moving around? That happened. So now we go back to the edit page. We've got that masked out. We've got the house masked out. Let's re-enable the next one up. This one's going to be the sky. Again, I'm going to make a Fusion clip. I'm going to call it sky. And we're going to do this one in the Fusion page as well, but we're going to click on the Fusion icon here. And then I'm going to really quickly magic mask this out for you using the legacy magic mask. Now that that's done, we come back to the edit page. We're going to re-enable me, and this one we can do in the color page. So we're going to go to the color, and I'm going to add my alpha output, and I'm going to do a regular magic mask here. Now back on our edit page, I'm going to click on the first clip, hold Control, and select the others and disable them. Make sure that we have just me. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, and then we'll disable me. Look at our sky, make sure we've got a good track on the sky, disable that. I'm using the D key again to disable and re-enable the clips. Yep, that looks good. And then here's going to be our house. Cool, so let's select those with our lasso select, press D. Now we need to add the movement. This is where the keyframes come in handy and Davinci Resolve 20's new keyframe editor, which is really slick. So I'm going to stay still through this whole thing. So this top one is me. That's not going to move, but these others will. Now the first one we want to get rid of is the house. So I'm going to go towards the start of the clip, just a few frames in, and I'm going to click on just my house clip, this one right here. And I'm going to come over to my inspector in the video tab and I'll create a keyframe. Then I'm going to go about a second and a half forward, and you can either drag in these boxes, or if you've enabled the transform right here, we can just drag it around like that. Now that doesn't exactly give us just a straight line, so I'll Control Z to undo that. And then we'll just drag it all the way out. There it is. And you just have to drag until the thing that is masked is off frame. Then I'm going to click on bike, and I want to start this one a little bit later, and bike is selected. I'm going to create a keyframe. I'm going to go about a second and a half ahead, and I want to drop this one down. So in this case, I'm just going to grab my Y, see it's got the arrow icon, and drag down until it's out of frame. That's good. Then click on sky, and we want to start that one right about here, and we're going to make it move right. So it's right there. We're going to start with our keyframe, go a second and a half or so, and then move it all the way off frame like so, leaving just me. Now the scene is deconstructed, but what if you want to reconstruct it at the end? And we're going to smooth things out once we have all our keyframes. Well, we're going to click right about here, and this gives us about 10 or 15 frames to bring everything back together. And we can start with the sky, and we can click on our keyframe icon, click on the end of the clip, and just double click right there. Then we can go use our arrow icon to go back. We can click on the next clip, create a keyframe. I've got snapping turned on, so it's automatically going to the end of the clip, and we can double click it right here. Notice it created a red keyframe icon. And then we'll do our back arrow again, go down to the last clip, create a keyframe, come to the end, double click, it brings it all back in. Now, let's smooth things out and wrap this up. First thing we're going to do is go back to the start of our clip, and you can only do this one clip at a time. So I'm just going to click on sky to select it, and then I'm going to click on keyframes. By default, you'll see the keyframes over here, a bunch of parameters on the left, and I'm just going to click on this icon right here, the keyframe curves, which shows us all the curves. Then I'm going to click in blank space, deselecting anything that was selected, and hold Control and press A. That selects all of our keyframes for this clip. And it's zoom X, zoom Y, position X, position Y, even though the zoom didn't change. It's just because of the way we did the keyframes, gives you more flexibility. Then up here, by default, these are all linear keyframes. So I'm going to hit my drop down, and I'm going to choose ease in and out. If you want them to move faster at the beginning or faster at the end, you can play with ease in and ease out, but I like ease in and out. It gives it a nice smooth curve. If I were to select ease in, you'll see that it starts out faster and then slows down, starts out faster, slows down. Just want to go with ease in and out on this one. And now that's all smoothed out. We'll click on the second clip. It's still on the keyframe editor. Click in blank space, Control A, same icon. Last clip, click, Control A, ease in and out. Now they're all eased in and out. Let's do a little playback, huh?
Just turn other things off that we don't really need right now until...
How cool is that? It did the thing. So here's a pro tip. If I start right before my clip and press the I, and then somewhere afterwards, and press the O key, this sets in and out points. You can click on this loop icon, and I'll mute this while I talk. So now when I click play, you can see the scene deconstructing and then reconstructing. And yeah, the magic mask got a little wonky there. We can go back and tweak that if you want. We can fix things, adjust things, you can zoom things. Pretty cool stuff, right? Now you know more about keyframe editor, keyframes, and masking in color and fusion pages of Davinci Resolve. That's got to be worth a like, right? Or maybe a subscription, or maybe you've got a question about Resolve that you're going to drop in the comment section for me. Thanks in advance. Hey, and thank you for watching. I appreciate your time today. I hope you learned something, and I hope you click on this video next and learn some more about Davinci Resolve, because it's a lot of fun. John out.